Hello everybody, my name is Desaray Cantu. I'm a UTRGV student. This project is for my class KINE 336591 Strength and Power Fitness, Spring 2022. My instructor is Dr. Figueroa Monsivais, and this project is the Olympic lift video tutorial of a power clean. This presentation is part of a class project. The information covered was collected with the sole purpose to expand our understanding of the effects of different exercise in the body. The information that I'll be discussing is not a professional opinion, nor the techniques shown should be taken seriously. What is a power clean? A power clean is an exercise in which a person lifts a barbell from the floor to shoulder height in a single movement. According to an article written by Jim Smits, the Olympic lift that is most popular and widely used by strength coaches, the National Strength and Conditioning Association, and Bigger, Faster, Stronger is the power clean. Major muscles. The power clean is a high-intensity, full-body exercise working your hamstrings, glutes, quads, calves, back, biceps, shoulders, and abdominal muscles. Here I have two pictures of a front power clean anatomy and the rear view. Major joints. The major joints involved in a power clean are your ankles, your knees, your hips, your shoulders, your elbows, and your wrists. Here I have a picture on the left side. Your ankles are automatically the first major joints that you'll be using at the start point, and then it's your knees, and then it'll be your hips. And a lot of people have the misconception that your shoulders, elbows, and wrists are not really involved, but they are, especially on the catch, and then the squat, and then the return. The movements involved. The movement involved to do a power clean is a triple extension exercise. The extension refers to the explosive generation of power produced by the simultaneous extension of the hip, knees, and ankles. Here I have a picture on the bottom left of each motion or each movement of the power clean. There are 6 steps of performing a power clean. Step number 1 is the starting position. Step number 2 is the first pull. Step number 3 is the transition, scoop. Step 4 is the second pull, power. Step 5 is the catch. Step 6 is the return. For step number 1, it's the starting point. The barbell should be in front of your shins, standing with your feet slightly wider than your shoulders, with your toes pointed slightly outward. You should be at a squat down and grasp the bar at a pronated grip wider than your shoulders. You want to make sure the bar is as close to your shins as possible. Notice my arms are outside of my knees and fully extended with my shoulders slightly in front of the bar. If you notice my picture, this is how you should look when you're doing step number 1. Step number 2 is the first pull. When you do the first pull, you must make sure to maintain a natural curve in the spine and torso. You want to extend your hips and knees to drive the bar off the floor. It is important to keep the bar as close to your body as possible. This will help you to prevent any injuries. Arms are still to be extended, heels still to be planted on the ground, and your shoulders should be slightly in front of the bar as the bar goes upward. You should feel most of the weight through your feet. See my picture? You can get an idea of how the first pull should look. Step number 3, transition, also known as the scoop. As you're pulling the bar above your knees, you have to thrust your hips forward, bending your knees slightly, and shift your weight towards the front of your feet. This will allow you to move your thighs against the bar. This movement will help you to get a powerful second pull, which will be the next step. Step number 4 is the second pull, power. As the bar comes off your thighs, extend your hips, knees, and ankles, still keeping the bar as close as you can towards the body. Remember, keeping the bar as close as possible prevents an injury to occur. When your hips, knees, and ankles extend, it is important to shrug your shoulders and flex your elbows. This will allow you to pull your arms and body under the bar, which is for the next step, the catch. Step number 5, catch. Drop into a squat position, keeping your back strong and erect. Notice my body is under the bar. My arms and hands should rotate around and under the bar. My hands are facing upward, elbows are fully flexed, and my upper body are parallel to the floor. Once you are completely in control and balance, you stand tall with the bar. The bar should be in a catch position on your shoulders and clavicle, which on my picture on my left side, that's how you should more or less look. Step number 6, the return. Once I completed the rep, I rotated my hands back around the bar to remove it from my shoulders and clavicle. This will allow me to gradually lower the bar down to my thigh. As the bar goes down, flex your hips and knees to place the bar back to the floor. And if you look at my picture, this is more or less how it looks. Posture cues to be used for the different steps of the progression. For cue, back tight, big chest, get tall, show off your shirt, push your chest through your shirt. How it helps, this helps the lifter to tighten or arch his or her back to improve on posture. When the lifter is learning proper posture, his or her is rounded the back at the time during his or her movement. Look straight ahead, find a focal point. How this helps, it cues the lifter to have a focus point where he or she can fix without being distracted. This also helps the lifter avoid hyperextension of his or her back during the triple extension in the second pull. When the lifter is losing concentration or looks excessively upward or downward to the point where his or her focus is negatively affecting head position. Some common mistakes. The power clean is prone to injury because the power clean is a complex movement that requires a good amount of skill and techniques. The best way to avoid injury or mistake is to start with little to no weight and focus on gradually moving up as your techniques improve. Common mistakes. Hyperextending the lower back, pulling the bar off the ground too fast, letting the bar travel away from the body, supporting the weight with your arms. For hyperextending the lower back, there's a certain way to avoid it from happening, and it is important to keep an erect torso while keeping a natural curve in your spine. How to fix this, make sure to keep proper positioning. Pulling the bar off the ground too fast. How to avoid them is, this lift is to move the bar quickly, but it is also important to have proper positioning. How to fix this? Gradually increase the weight, but make sure you have proper techniques before adding weight. Letting the bar travel away from the body. How to avoid this is keeping the bar as close as possible to your shins or body as possible. If you allow the bar to get away from your body, you will find it harder to stay in position. Keep the bar close. This will maximize the efficiency of the movement. The last common mistake I put was supporting the weight with your arms. How to avoid this is holding too much weight with your arms. It is important to remember your arms are just there to control. So you always want to drive with your legs, keeping everything tight. Your arms are pretty much there just to control and make sure you're all in one motion. By practicing the power clean, just the bar, no weight, repetitively, you will perfect the form, allowing to improve on your techniques. The following is an example of an Olympic lift power clean. As I mentioned before, this was the first time I did a power clean. I only did the bar because that's what I was comfortable with. As I mentioned before, the more you keep practicing with something, the better you'll get. So I kept practicing with the bar to get comfortable, and I'm trying to perfect my form. Disclaimer: this video is part of a class project. The information covered was collected with the sole purpose to expand our understandings of the effects of different exercise in the body. The information that will be discussed next is not a professional opinion, nor the techniques shown should be taken seriously. Here is a front view of the power clean. I did 3 reps just so you can get an idea of how it's supposed to view. That's 1 rep. Now I'm going back to my starting position. And then the return. And now getting comfortable, back to my starting position. Back to my return. Now this is a side view of my power clean. This is more or less how it's supposed to look. Notice how I kept the bar as close as possible to my shins, my body. This will help to prevent an injury. The following are variations of a power clean: a hand clean, a clean and press, clean and jerk. These can be performed with dumbbells or also a barbell. These are my references. And I want to thank you all for taking the time to see my presentation. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you.